Hey there, guys. I'm still in the movie theater because I just saw the brand new John Wick spin-off movie, Ballerina. Now let's talk about it before these guys kill me. From the World of John Wick, Ballerina follows the character Eve, played by Ana de Armas, a ballerina assassin who seeks revenge on the Chancellor, the leader of a cult that killed her father. So when it comes to a movie like this, 99.9% of people don't really care about the story. Now I know this might be cliche to say, the story is just serviceable in this film. It's a revenge story, that's the main driving force and plot, and there is a subplot that happens in the film that I didn't really care about. But the reason you go to see movies like this is for the violence and over-the-top mayhem. And do you get that? Yeah, you do. Throughout this movie, there's a wide variety of different action sequences. There's a really cool one, no pun intended, that takes place in this Arctic-themed nightclub. It looks like a place Mr. Freeze would hang out in Batman and Robin, and I kinda liked it. There's also an over-the-top sequence that involves throwing a lot of grenades, and in my opinion, grenades are better than bullets. Yeah, there's grenades, there's flamethrowers. It reminded me of the climax of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I think that's a good thing. And speaking of that gory mayhem, my only nitpick with this film is it feels like there's a lot of digital CGI blood splatter, and it's almost like they intentionally leave it on the screen longer for the audience to notice, oh, look at that blood mist coming out of the back of his head. And it feels like it defies the laws of gravity and physics for how long it stays in the air. Now, let's talk about the man himself, John Wick. I love me some Keanu, but his take on John Wick, it's almost like it hurts for him to talk.
Your choice.
But I sort of like it. He's in this movie for what I would call more than a glorified cameo, but not quite a supporting role. You saw him in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler, but he's in the movie for, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes. But it was just enough to launch this new character of the ballerina. That way she can have more standalone movies in the future that might not require John Wick, though I just like to see them team up at some point in the future. Oh yeah, this might be important to know. This story does take place in between a few of the other John Wick movies. And when it comes to Ana de Armas in this role, just 6 years ago, she couldn't even speak English in her first acting role, which I think was War Dogs. And I think it's an interesting casting choice, and after you see the movie, I can't really imagine anyone else in the role. She has a certain likability to her. One cool characteristic I liked about her in this movie was, at one point, they tell her, stop fighting like a man and fight like a girl. And I liked her fighting style in this film. It's very different than what you see from John Wick. She utilizes the environment much more. Anything that she can grasp onto to get an advantage, she does it, and I liked little details like that. For example, at one point she fights a flamethrower with a water hose, and it reminded me of this scene right here in Fantastic Four. Just a little bit, except in this movie I feel like it was better. So now here are my final flicking thoughts on Ballerina, that exists in a John Wick's world, or whatever the subtitle for this movie is. I liked it. This is a good time, and I would say I might even prefer this over a few of the John Wick sequels. This would probably be my top 3 John Wick movies, technically speaking. Yeah, I still much prefer the first movie, and then the fourth movie I quite enjoyed, but this one fits in there somewhere. So when it comes to things I didn't love about this movie, I feel like it might have overstayed its welcome by 15 minutes or so. The story did not need to be over 2 hours long, and that's one nitpick, but hey, in between all those boring, cliche, dialogue-driven scenes about revenge and blah, 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 you do get some awesome kick-ass action scenes, and once again, I think my favorite might just be that grenade scene. Maybe it's just me, but I cared much more about the revenge story of John Wick's dog than I did about anyone in this movie. So when it comes to this John Wick spin-off movie, I was pleasantly surprised I enjoyed it as much as I did. I think switching up things from John Wick to Ana de Armas, I think she makes an awesome femme fatale, and I like seeing her kick ass up on the big screen. So I'm going to give Ballerina this right here. We got to get out of here. So here's my question for you, and let me know down below if you've seen the movie, what did you think about it, or what is your favorite John Wick movie? Or heck, what is your favorite Keanu Reeves movie of all time? If I had to pick one, I'm going with Point Break, Johnny Utah for life.